Hey, good evening, sports fans. Today's date is November 1st, 2011, 1/1/11. We are here at Class B, Section 7, semifinal action at the George Brendler Field in Chazy. We have Peru Indians, the 4th seed in blue, versus the number 1 seed PHS Hornets. And PHS, of course, has had a lot of success here at the George Brendler Field the last several years, including the Frankie Garrow, well, they call it the Frankie Garrow tournament now. They have won that a few times. They have had very good success here in sectional and regional games, and a lot of just the way it goes up and down the field. Coach Chris LaRose coaches the PHS Hornets. Very, very happy to have the games here at the George Brendler Field. And the Peru Indians are coached by Matt Armstrong. My name is Joe Poissant on the microphone, and Calvin Castine, the father of Hometown Cable, on the camera. And right now we have PHS threatening here a little bit. PHS has been undefeated, and I think they have 0 ties this year in play. So like I said, they are the top team. Oh, excuse me, they do have 1 tie. They tied Northeastern, that's right, at the beginning of the first round, and they went out to beat the Cougars 1-0 in a hard-fought game in the last game of the season. And the Cougars will be featured here against Beatmantown right following this semifinal game. And the finals will be played this Friday, November 4th, here at the George Brendler Field in Chazy, weather permitting, but it looks like it's going to be a beautiful week to keep this field here dry. It is Brian Norcross, the athletic director for Chazy, has done a great job keeping this field in great shape, and even he admitted that this field is probably in the best shape for this time of year that he's ever seen it. And both these teams are glad to have that, because Calvin and I have called some very moist games up here, as we can say, over the years. So we've had a nice dry weather pattern to get this field back in shape. And PHS putting some early pressure on the 4th seeded Indians. PHS, like I mentioned, they have a record of 11 wins, 0 losses, and 1 tie. And Peru is going to come in here with a record of 5 wins, 6 losses, and 1 tie in league play, and 7-7-1 overall. So Peru's had a tough time in the league, a lot tougher than PHS. But they played well the other day. They had a 2-1 victory over Saranac by virtue of a couple of goals by a man named Wiley, a young freshman they brought up. So it'll be interesting to see what he can do against, try to crack this PHS defense, which has been very stingy with rolling back between the posts for PHS. And you can see why PHS is undefeated. They have some great players. One of their great players over the years has been Ethan Votra, number 8, the captain. You have David Carpenter, who's a scoring threat. Fouts playing well in the middle for PHS. They're just a very well-rounded team and a good defense. Back there, Phillips, one of them. And right here, number 21, there's another one, Rob Fout. Doing some great work for Coach LaRose's Hornets. Officials for this evening: Gary Kaiser, Tommy Kovlowski, and Larry Bayshard. And there is an injury here. They're going to try to stop play. And we do have an injury. We have player number 5 for Peru. We'll find out who he is in a second here, as soon as I get my roster that Calvin kindly made out for me, since Joey Trombley normally would have, could have, should have done it, but I'm going to give him a little break.
He didn't say to stop it, so we didn't stop it.
Calvin, did I lose your list? I must have. Peru list. Yeah.
It's on the back of the last big one. Good one.
Oh, beautiful. Thank you. Calvin made a very good list collated and everything. We like that. So we're between games here. Number 5 is Ryan McCall. He's going to be out for a few minutes. Get that taken care of. And a pretty good cross from distance for PHS. I mentioned a couple of players for PHS. Guangas also had given Coach LaRose some good minutes. David Ferris, one of the highest scorers. Carpenter. Durgan playing very well. Number 20, Fouts. Gray, number 7. Also Phillips, 17, and Morrow, 19. Playing well for PHS. Peru having a little tougher time in the league this year. We have a couple of players to watch out for, though. Is Sean Harrigan, number 3. Thu, number 1. And Wiley, number 24. The recent bring-up from junior varsity team. So those are some players to watch for in both teams. 33:52 left here in the first half, and there's a corner kick that's wasted. Kind of a wasted corner kick for PHS. PHS keeping the ball down in the zone of the Indians. In the marquee game, I believe, Calvin, is the next game that's going to be in the other semifinal. Will be Northeastern Clinton and the Beatmantown Eagles, the second and third seeded teams in Division 1, Class B. Good movement by number 8, Spear. Also, yeah, I forgot to mention Ian Spear for Peru, another scoring threat. One of the high scorers in the area. Good player, good quickness, and a good shot. Oh, nice service, but that goes off the end line too. There'll be a substitution going in for Peru. Ryan McCall going back in after the injury. And Brad Baker, number 2, comes off for the Indians. Going to be a push against PHS. And looking out here, you can see the size difference in these players. PHS are much taller than pretty much anything, probably except for number 21, Tergeron for PHS, or for Peru, I should say. Peru just lacks a lot of size, so that's going to be an advantageous thing for PHS. Anything in the air, they're just they're big, real big. There's another big young man right there, rolling back, coming up with the ball. The keeper for PHS, taking his time, let his team get set up. Peru trying to get a little something going after withstanding some early pressure from the Hornets. And 12, Belair loses possession, and the keeper goes right to it would be Davis. Calvin, you ready? Or Danis? Michael Danis. Michael Danis, keeper for the Indians. 24, Wiley, fighting for possession, losing it. And number 8, Votra. Good job right there by the defense of Peru. Ooh, here comes Peru with a good chance. Oh my, Votra had to make a good save off the good breakaway from Spear. And Rowenbeck, excuse me. Yeah, Rowenbeck made a great save. Thanks, Calvin. But Spear had a one-on-one with Rowenbeck. Rowenbeck had to make a good save off that shot. And Peru getting a little something going here. In this early going, we have 30 minutes and 15 seconds left first half. No score here for both teams, and PHS had their way a little bit with Peru for about the first 10 minutes, but Peru right with a chance coming back of their own are probably one of the better chances of the game so far for either team. And Dennis with a long kick of the line, and here goes Votra, senior captain. Do you know who got the MVP for the Division I, Calvin? You do not know. I'm sure everybody knows by now. He has to be one of the favorites, Votra, for the teams. Maybe, I'd have to say maybe Armstrong has to be a front runner for Northeastern, with McCarthy maybe for a close second. Letourneau maybe for Northeastern, playing well on defense. Some of the better players in Division I. Good hustle right there from 20, Durgan. Durgan with the ball now, number 20. Durgan come to the middle of to Votra. Votra looking to do something, and then Coach LaRose is not happy with that play. It's like he says, settle it down. Votra knows he's a senior, maybe a little bit of nerves. Well, Votra like to have that one back, maybe to settle it down a little bit, but he can blast it from back there. He's a very good player. We have 28 minutes left in the first half. Semifinal action, Class B, Section 7 at the George Brendler Field in Chazy on a beautiful fall evening. Both teams playing hard, and there's Ferris for PHS giving chase. Oh, a nice save for Peru, but goes on the foot of 17 Phillips. Phillips trying to find somebody open, anybody open, but Peru does. Number 7 Dick comes up with the ball, kind of goes back to Ferris. Ferris trying to kick it up to Carpenter. And 14 for PHS Guanga with the ball, goes wide. Guanga trying to get a service in the end line, and ball kicked out of bounds by Peru into the cornfield, and maybe a corner kick for PHS. This will be their third corner kick here with 27:40 left in first half. Still no score. PHS has probably had the benefit of more opportunities and putting some more passes together than Peru. But Peru had a great chance with Ian Spear being thwarted by Rowanbeck. And well defended by Peru, goes up to Wiley. Wiley being challenged by 20 Durgan. Actually a good play by Wiley just to calm that down a little bit. And 14 Guanga with a throw-in for PHS. I do not know if PHS has any long throw-ins. Should say threats, Calvin. I don't think I've seen any. I think Votra can get a hold of them once in a while, but they really don't have a person that they specializes in it like, Northeastern or Chazy does.
State, capitalize!
And they really haven't had it to need them. So their undefeated record discloses. And there's 20 Durgan. Smartly passes back to number 9, Bracey. But Bracey loses possession, and Spear with the ball. Spear being challenged by a whole bunch of white. Very well defended by number 21 for PHS, Fout. And Phillips going down the line. The ball goes out of bounds. Going to be Indian throw-in in the Chazy zone on the near side with 26:20 left in first half. Still no score in semifinal action at the George Brendler Field. Phillips goes downtown with that. And that's headed by the defense of Peru. 14 Mixon. Both teams still fighting for it. Ferris goes down to the ground. Gets it over to Votra. Votra has some space and some time. Votra going up to Ferris. Very well defended actually by Peru, but Ferris does get up with the possession. Ferris has an open man behind him. Very well defended by Peru. I got to get that man's number as soon as he turns around. I think it's 11 or Dick, I should think, but I'm not really sure. PHS is going to have to be pretty wary of Mr. Wiley up front, Calvin. Mr. Wiley has got some speed, number 24.
He's Wiley.
Yes, he is. Spear with a decent chance, and Rowanbeck had to come off his line for that one. So Peru is coming out here. They're not conceding anything at this early going. And the lower, they keep this game low scoring, and it's going to help Peru. They hear number 7, Dick with the ball. He loses it to Votra. gets possession. Vocha, definitely smart play by Vocha. Just get possession over to Durgan. Durgan goes over to the far side to number 12, Elatar. Goes out of bounds. Excuse me, that would be 13, Knowlton.
Hey, Wonga, you're too wide.
Knowlton with a long throw in, but that goes right into the hands of Dennis, the keeper for the Indians, and he's going to let his team set up. I think Peru needs to get a little bit more organized. I'm watching him right here. They're still early in his game, and they got a lot of space right here, Calvin, that they got to take away. Right there. They got to take that space. If they had that space, they would have got that ball. It's kind of, they had nothing to lose. These boys are going to have to play
Cheating on defense or staying back.
Well, but you got to play compact. I mean, you got to play compact. Granted, I don't know if I'd go for that. Are they that young? Are they that inexperienced? I don't know. If they play compact, they're going to have more success than just conceding that midfield to the likes of Fout and Votra. They're just too good. They get a hold of the ball. They can do a lot of damage if you give them too much space, too much respect. Oh, a nice service from number 9, Bracey, into the hands of Dennis. Dennis going to wisely let his team set up with 23:45 left in the first half. Still no score. And Dennis goes to the foot of foul. Oh, oh my, what do we got going on here? They are going to call, they're going to have to call that against Carpenter. You can't say it was for lack of hustle with Carpenter. You got to give him credit, but they do have to protect the keeper. That's Mr. Kovlowski in the middle. Gary Kaiser in the middle, and Tommy Kovlowski and Larry Bayshard are the line judges in this semifinal action. Ball goes off the foot of Fouts. Namika tried to get possession, but PHS fighting for it. 12 over there, out to her. And in the middle, here goes Fouts with possession, trying to come wide. He's trying to find 14, Guanga, and good hustle by number 1, Thu, for Peru, being challenged. Good defense played by both teams, and PHS ends up with possession with Fouts gaining it and going over to Votra. Votra going wide, trying to find 19, and he does. Morrow trying to do something, and he cannot get the number of, looks like maybe Ferris, I'm not sure. I'm going to have to get my glasses in a second, Calvin. It's getting dark and I'm getting old. Ball goes out of bounds on the far side, 22:10 left, and Peru is keeping PHS off the board. Peru is here by virtue of their good record, and they got a first round bye. Peru having to fight a tough Saranac team, winning 2-1 last week to get here. Peru had, like I said, they are not conceding anything here, and here's a good chance for the Indians, but height factor of PHS comes into play with Rolenbeck towering over everybody and goes right into his hands. He didn't even have to fight for that. Didn't look like anybody from Peru was willing to challenge him. And that's what they're going to have to do. They're going to have to rush him. They're going to have to do something. Get a goal. You come off your line like that, and Coach LaRose is explaining things to Mr. Rolenbeck right now as we speak. Thu trying to head it up. And 9, Bracey getting it up in the middle to Fouts. Fouts going wide over here to Guanga and intercepted by 1 for Peru. Through. Goes to the middle. Fouts trying to settle the ball down. Oh, got to give Peru credit. They're playing good defense. It was number 12, Plius Belair. And still good defense. Good pass. Oh, he almost found the foot of Riley, and going to be a foul called against PHS, and Peru gets a pretty good spot here in the zone of PHS. Still no score with 20 minutes and 30 seconds left. Second half action, Class B. Excuse me, first half. Get ahead of myself. This is my second game, Calvin, so I'm going to get a little tongue-tied before this is over with. Luckily, Joe Southwick is going to be coming in for the third game. Oh, that's a very nice service right here. Oh my, good chance for Peru. Let that ball land. PHS did. Peru has some good speed. What they lack in size, they do have speed. You notice it with Wiley. You have Spear that can fly. Number 1, Thu, he can move. And they're going quick to the ball. Number 12, Plias Belair, doing some good work. Him and Wiley doing some good double teaming. That goes back to Harrigan. Harrigan going down the sidelines, trying to find Plias Belair, and it goes out of bounds. It's going to be a throw-in for PHS. And number 12, Ella Turher, nice throw-in. Goes off the head of Ferris, and neither team really can put together a whole lot, Calvin. It looks like PHS for the first 8 to 10 minutes were all over Peru. Couldn't put anything in the back of the net. Peru's came down. They had a really good chance with Spear having a one-on-one with Rowenbeck making a really good save. Keep him in the game, keep everybody off this board, but looks like Peru has settled down, playing better defense.
They're here to compete.
Yes, they are. And it's Phillips out to 14. Guanga going over to Ferris. Ferris, a little excited, it goes out the end line. And that is what PHS needs to do to be successful. They're going to just have to move that ball move the ball up and down. Because Peru does have some speed, and we have a substitution going in here momentarily for the Peru Indians. Number 15, Russell LaFave going in.
Don't be afraid to take a touchline. Let's attack your opponent more often, please.
Coach Armstrong for Peru has to be happy with what he sees here. We've got a couple of goose eggs for both teams with 18 minutes and 25 seconds left here in the first half. Second of 3 games at the George Brendler Field playoffs. Shazy girls game earlier, defeating Wells, and now we're at the Class B boys. And here's Ian Spear in the middle. He's showing you what he can do. Spear coming over to number 7, Jacob Dick with some good speed. Being challenged by everybody. Jacob Dick trying to find Wiley, but he can't. Good defense right there by number 9, Bracy, to save that one for PHS. Peru has some deceiving speed. They can move that ball. Oh, and just missed that one. Ferris did, and Peru trying to move that ball out, and goes to the foot of Fouts for PHS. On the near side, Fouts has a lot of time. Look it up. And headed by 14, Isaac Nixon. Goes out of bounds off PHS, and there's going to be a throw-in for Peru. And Wiley coming out after giving Coach Armstrong some good minutes, and Coach LaRose for PHS a few fits. Spear shielding the ball well, being challenged by Guanga. Spear trying to find somebody, and goes off defender of PHS, and almost good chance for Peru. They do retain possession with number 13, Lamica, going wide. And off the foot of the defender for Peru on the far side. Quick throw in for PHS. Votra trying to get it up to Ferris. Ferris and Carpenter trying to work some magic up front. And kicked out of bounds, looked by 23 Kemp. Peru with a quick throw in, and Votras getting a good service and well defended by Peru so far, but kicked just wide. Looked by PHS. Ferris. Calvin, I got to quit fooling myself. Here come the glasses. Both teams getting some decent scoring opportunities. PHS controlling the game at times, but Peru coming out flying on that offensive end. They move that ball out very fast. Maybe that layoff of but PHS had to kind of let them down a little bit. Peru, they are coming out to play this afternoon. That's going to be a call against Spear and the Indians, and one underneath. You cannot do that. A dangerous play, and Wiley is going to be checking back in for the Indians momentarily. And Bracy delivers a good kick for PHS. And 16 for the Eagles. We do not have a 16. Calvin, is that a 16 that you can see over there? For the Indians? Excuse me, for the Indians? It is 16. Well, Calvin was remiss on that one.
I got what I got.
He got what he got. Okay, there's a 16 out there, but
That's for Plattsburgh.
there's for Peru too on the far side. But that's okay. That's a Joey Trombley kind of mistake, you know. Professional like yourself, old timer.
Well, look at the list.
I'm trying to.
Right there.
What do you got? 16. There is no 16. Well, you know what? Number 16 is number 16. And number 16 for PHS coming off David Ferris. Oh, right there. Good chance for PHS to go up. 1-0 with Fouts just going over the crossbar to close in. PHS doing some good work here with 14 minutes and 32 seconds left here in the first half of this semifinal matchup. Section 7 Class B. Both these teams playing well at times. I'd have to give the nod probably to overall play in this first half so far to PHS, just for possession, moving the ball a little bit around. But Peru is coming and they're showing some good hustle. You got to give them credit. Number 14 Nixon coming over challenging, and oh my, he's down. Number 14 Guanga down for PHS, the captain. He's just he got tweaked a little bit. He's right back up. Mr. Kaiser coming over and wisely assessing the situation. The clock's still running. Safety first. And after all, these guys they are still kids, even though some of them are the size of men, especially the PHS team. They are big. Some big boys. And number 17, Phillips. Oh, a nice ball from Phillips. And Dennis coming off his net. He's off his line. I mean, goal is wide open. PHS cannot put anything on net to get it. Dennis came off his line after a great restart from Phillips out here. And PHS with another opportunity that they couldn't capitalize on here with 13 minutes and 5 seconds left in the first half. Like I said, PHS, I have to give them the nod as far as everything goes. Carpenter on the far side being challenged by 7 Dick. And the ball goes out of bounds. And Dick did a decent job of containing Carpenter. You just saw some good speed by him. One of the high scorers in the league. David Ferris getting ready to check in for the PHS Hornets momentarily. Came off the field for a quick breather, and Votra with some good moves, taken down inside the box, but they will not call that. And I don't know, Calvin, what do you think? No scoring chance, but he was taken down inside the box. He had some space, maybe could have delivered a shot somewhere along the line, but I don't know if they give maybe a foul outside the box, pull it back outside, do the gentleman thing, but because he was taken down inside the box and he had some space to work with.
He went down when he was taken down.
Well, I don't think he goes down too easy. It's Votra. He's pretty tough. He's not a diver.
Run. She did everything beautiful, but a little bit quicker.
Number 1, William Thu, ready to check in for the Indians momentarily. Kind of a short restart. Defended well by number 13, Lemica for the Indians. Goes out of bounds. And they are calling for subs. Oh, another good chance for PHS, but Dennis, I should say. Think of that race car driver. But Dennis did a good job coming off his line, not allowing a rebound. That was a good save for him, Dennis. And 10, he's a new check-in, Toloski for PHS.
Good ball, much better.
Ferris
That's more like her.
to Votra. Votra being challenged, and ball still in bounds. Votra didn't know, but Votra puts a good move on going end line. And there's going to be a corner. Ooh, it's going to be a goal kick. They're going to call a goal kick for Peru.
You got a foul before that.
Yeah, they're going to call a foul.
Put you guys on the rating sheet.
They will call a foul. That was a foul, too. So David Ferris, number 16 for PHS, in a pretty good spot here with 10 minutes and 22 seconds left in the first half. Still 0-0 score.
Close that back door, Morrow.
In semifinal action. Ferris delivers a good ball. Dennis trying to do something with it and defended very well by Peru. And the ball kicked back in by Ferris. Ferris does a good job trying to go back after it. But the ball is kicked out of bounds. Oh, no, it is not. Good job by Votra keeping it in, and he will call it out of bounds. It'll be a goal kick for the Peru Indians. Good hustle by PHS to keep that ball alive. but nothing to show for it. Still goose eggs for both teams, 0-0. We're waiting in the wings on the next game of the Beekmantown Eagles and the Northeastern Cougars for the next matchup. The winner of this will go into the finals Friday here at the George Brendler Field November 4th. The game is at 7, Calvin?
Yes.
7 o'clock in the evening, so good hustle by Thu, but good challenge by Bracey, number 9 for the Peru Hornets. Easily corralled by Rowan Beck. Rowan Beck with a booming goal kick. He's got one of the best ones in the area. And this shows right there he does. Oh, not defended too smartly by Peru, and Toloski giving chase here, and he recovered on that one. Got to give the Peru defender good. But here we go, Ferris. All the hard work by PHS right there with Toloski, and Ferris pays off in a corner kick for PHS with about 8 minutes and 50 seconds left in the first half. Still no score with Peru nipping around the edges. PHS nipping around the edges. Couple good chances. Here's another corner kick from Ferris. Dennis going up, just over his outstretched arms, and Peru trying to defend. PHS keeping the ball in bounds. And we're going to have a foul against PHS. And you can hear Coach LaRose exhorting his team. And what to do, a little bit rusty here in the early going. Missing some decent chances, both teams. Just kicked downtown by Durgan. And 21, Terzun kicking it up, and 16 for Peru, just kicking the ball out of bounds. And number 13 for the Indians, Lamica going back in. And number 14, Guanga going back in for PHS. Pulaski coming out for the Hornets. And 15 for the Indians coming out, Russell LaFave. Pulaski giving him some good minutes for the Hornets. That is a nice throw-in. Oh my. First, I'd like to have that one back, and kind of a lofting shot, but Dennis just has to jump up a little bit after the shot from Votra. Let his team set up. Peru getting a little bit tired here, maybe in the end of this first half. PHS having all kinds of chances, keeping possession, and just a little over 7 minutes left, still no score. And Tergeron delivers a blasting kick out of his zone to settle things down, but PHS does get the throw in, and down goes a little bit deeper in the zone of Peru on the far side. And then 19 on that far side, Morrow with a good throw, and that is their throw-in threat, no doubt. In the top of the box, number 20, Durgan trying to do something with it, and it goes wide. And another goal kick for the Indians with 6 minutes and 25 seconds left. Still no score.
Do things for a purpose, please. Get that goal before halftime.
Peru just happy to let this clock tick, Calvin. I can't blame them. Keep this goal game low scoring. You know, they can hope for a break. They do have some speed up front with Spear, Thu. They have Wiley up there. You know, they can get a break and get something in and do a lot of praying and hoping. But keeping PHS off the board is pretty tough to do. I think the only team to do it so far this year is the Cougars. That was a 0-0 score down in Northeastern. So.
There's been bigger upsets.
Yes, there have. Oh, here comes Wiley, the scoring threat for Peru. Well, he got numbers now. Oh, and just goes out the foot of number 5, McCall. And number 20 for PHS, Durgan, doing a good job digging it out. But number 12, Harrigan delivering a shot from distance, but that goes over the net. And really no threat. But if you could have maybe pushed it up just a second ago, maybe taken a touch or two. And like Coach Armstrong's telling him that now, he had a little bit of space. Maybe you could deliver a shot from close into range, because Harrigan does have a good shot. He can deliver. He's former Northeastern, what is he, Peru, Northeastern, back to Peru kind of player. So he's been well traveled in the local area, and he's played well for whatever team he's playing for. He's got to be one of the all-stars, I'm sure, for the Division I. And here we go with Spear, McCall, and Wiley doing things up front for Peru. Near Spear with the ball. A little bit of space being defended well by Durgan. And Fouts wins that battle, going up to Ferris. Ferris with a nifty little move, still with the ball, being defended very hard, but he still has space. Coming over to Fouts. Fouts loses possession and kicked up in possession for Peru. Number 1, Thu. Thu has numbers, trying to find Wiley, and a good ball of Wiley, but defended very well by number 9 for the Hornets is Bracey. Bracey playing very well here for the Hornets, with some time is elapsing here. We've got 3 minutes and 50-something seconds left here in the first half. Peru putting a good challenge on the PHS Hornets, and Harrigan stepping up, he does get possession. Harrigan trying to deliver something, and he could get a corner kick possibly out of this. No, Roenbeck comes off his line, claims possession on that ball rather easily, and Roenbeck's going to let the Hornets avoid some of this pressure and set up, because we have about 3 minutes and 22 seconds left in first half. Still no score. PHS with some better of the play this first half, but nothing to show for it. Peru with a couple of decent chances. 16. Ferris goes down.
Make this one count.
Excuse me, that's Morrow. Get Morrow and Ferris looked mixed up. They do have similar features here, from at least according to me. Oh, and PHS with a good chance right here. Oh, and Dennis makes a beautiful save on that one. That was a David Ferris shot after a not well defended ball off the corner kick. And Peru was very lucky to avoid a late first half goal with 2 minutes and 34 seconds left. Very fortunate. PHS applying some pressure, but Dennis making a great save, and 17 Phillips trying to just deliver something high up. Fouts heading the ball, and 12 Harrigan goes down to the ground, but Fouts gets possession, coming wide to Gwanga. Gwanga has time and space on the near side down in the zone, and gets a good ball off to Ferris, but what are they going to call? They are going to call a goal kick for the Indians of Peru, and Peru will be happy if they can just go in here, both teams with goose eggs, with just about 2 minutes left in this first half. So PHS has a chance to maybe get one or two. Let's see what they can do with this. They're going to make a few runs. Peru may be happy to go in here with a tied ball game. This will be in favor of Peru. You got to say that, if they can go in here without allowing the high-scoring Hornets to score. But right here we have David Ferris, who can put the ball in back of the net with some good moves. Nice move by Ferris on top of the box with some space. Great service. Oh my! That looked like Morrow on that far side. He just missed one. That was some good work right there by PHS. That was Carpenter. David Carpenter on that far side. Just missing a head-in with short time left in the first half. That would have given them some great steam. Another good hustle by Ferris. Ferris and Carpenter try to hook up again. Ferris, same kind of move. What do we have going on? A square ball going to Votra. Votra trying to fight Dennis for the ball. Dennis off his line. Dennis comes up with it. Kind of fortunate. Dennis telling his team, settle down. Don't get very smart and that's smart play. Take some time. PHS making great runs here. 2 great runs in less than about a minute and 15 seconds, I should say. They could have easily scored off that Ferris to Carpenter play just about 45 seconds ago. And Phillips wants the ball quick. Phillips going down the line, trying to find Ferris. And Phillips does send it in. Kind of a loop-de-loop ball and headed out by Spear. Fouts gets possession, trying to find Ferris. Ferris does a good job receiving that ball, being challenged by 14 Nixon. And well defended actually by Peru. Peru very happy to get away with not being scored on here in the last probably minute and a half of this first half, but they're going to go in here happy to be tied with 0-0 with the PHS Hornets in semifinal action, Class B at the George Brendler Field. My name is Joe Poissant. On the microphone, Calvin Castine on the camera, and we will be back in a moment. Welcome back to second half action after a pretty good flurry at the end of that first half by the PHS Hornets. Score is still tied 0-0 with Class B, Section 7, semifinal action at the George Brendler Field. Today's date is November 1st, 2011. Just a whole bunch of ones that get mixed up. So the 11. And Peru was pretty lucky at the end of that first half, Calvin. They had PHS had a couple great chances. Some good work by Ferris, coming up and getting the ball over to Carpenter and just hitting the ball wide. The shots on goal were in favor of PHS 8-3. And I think Peru had really one good chance right at the beginning of the game. Was Spear had a one-on-one with the keeper for PHS, Rowanbeck, and Rowanbeck made a great save to keep this game at goose eggs for both teams. But PHS, I think, they had the better of the play in that whole first half overall. But Peru's very happy to keep this game a very low-scoring game. Maybe they can pull something out because they have a few people up front who can score. PHS threatening again. Here goes Ferris. Was a nifty little move down inside the box. Oh, defended very well by 21 Tergeron for Peru. And 24 PHS, Durgan trying to fight for the ball. And Ferris with another nifty little move. Ferris, a good ball player. And Phillips for PHS getting in on the action. And number 9, Bracey, sends a ball downfield into the zone. And off 16, Ferris for PHS. No, he gets a quick throw in. And coming into Guanga. And Ferris trying to make a service, and the ball goes off the end line, and no goal or no nothing right here. So for PHS, and Peru dodges another one. A little flurry of Hornet activity. They've been swarming. So Peru has got to get something going. Playing a whole bunch of defense like this is not a good thing, because eventually PHS is going to find the back of that net. But there is a thing called the upset, Calvin. And number 4 seed Peru, and I mean they're probably a distant 4 seed. I don't think they were 500 in the league, so they're a distant 4th seed. And for them even to be playing very well against a PHS team and keeping this game at 0 is some kind of a victory here in that first half they got to take with them. But PHS does have a ton of weapons. I think PHS now is ranked 5th in the state in Class B. I think I looked up online a couple of nights ago. They look to better that here in this game. Number 19, Morrow. Morrow still with the ball, and number 7, Dick, does a good job defending and sending the ball downfield, trying to find Riley. And number 9, Bracey, did a decent job defense, but here comes Ian Spear trying to get something going for the Hornets, or the Indians, I should say. And Bracey doing another good defensive job. The ball goes wide and out of bounds on the far side. It's going to be a throw-in for the Indians of Peru with 36:20 left in the first half, 0-0. Not defended very well by PHS, and luckily they didn't pay for that. It goes off the foot of Fouts to Votra. Votra looking for Carpenter. Carpenter showing that great speed that he does have. Carpenter trying to bust on the end line and defended very well by number 21, Tergeron. Going to be a corner kick awarded to the Hornets. And 19 for the Hornets is going to take those, Jacob Morrow. He does get some nice ones off. Everybody setting up. Oh, nice service. And boy, they almost used their height advantage. As you can see, PHS is going to get another corner kick. It does go off the defense of Peru, but you can see down here that PHS has a definitive height advantage all the way around. And pretty much every player. Tergeron is a good-sized boy for the Indians, and so is Harrigan, number 3. That's just about it. And well defended, actually, by Peru. They come out flying with Thu trying to do something. The ball goes on the foot of Durgan. Durgan gets a good little pass off. And Ferris on the far side getting a boom. And there's a goal right there by Votra. Good work by PHS finally to get on the board. And that was, I don't know if the keeper, Dennis, was screening that or not. But PHS goes up 1-0 with 34 minutes and 53 seconds left in the second half. And we'll be back in a moment. Back to action off a great goal by Votra with an assist by Gwanga. Just some good work by PHS all in all. Good hustle by all of them. But Votra showing what he's all about, getting a goal early in this second half for Coach LaRosa's Hornets. And he was telling his team during the downtime, Peru is going to have to come out now. They're going to be coming hard all the which way. And you might catch them up and get another quick goal if the Hornets can pull this one off, because this happens. Sometimes these goals will come in flurries. And they're going to take time to set up for number 13, Knowlton. We'll get him come up, take the throw in. Knowlton to Morrow. Morrow challenge, but there's going to be a foul against PHS, and Peru's Indians are going to get a kick deep inside their zone on the near side. And number 12, Police Belair, we're going to take that one. And we do have a confirmation on number 19, who used to be number 16, is number 19 now, is Andrew Nussel, K-N-E-U-S-S-E-L-E. We do apologize for any thing that happened, but we only have the information we have. And Ferris going down the line, trying to find the Speedster Carpenter. Carpenter being challenged by Nussel. Carpenter with the ball one-on-one. Oh, and Carpenter maybe could have taken another touch, gone in on Dennis, but Carpenter takes a shot and goes wide again. That's the second time Carpenter has missed here, probably in the last 10 minutes of this game. Just before the first half ended, and right here within the first 8 minutes of this half. So about the first 10 minutes, the last 10 minutes of this whole ball game, Carpenter's had two decent chances to put PHS up again, but PHS is still leading 1-0 off the Votra goal at the top of the box, and a good feed from Gwanga. And the stands are starting to fill up now, Calvin, for the second game with Northeastern and Beatmantown. Second and third team will decide the finals after this game. Oh, nice work again by PHS. PHS putting some good things together. And going to be a corner kick awarded to the Hornets again. This is going to be their 7th corner kick so far this game. So that shows you they're outplaying Peru pretty much with 10 shots compared to 3, with a 1-0 lead for the Hornets with 32 minutes and 10 seconds left. Nice corner kick. Ooh, not defended very well by Peru again. They're going to have to defend better, because that is, you let a team like that get a chance inside that box, and a lot of times you can pay for it. And Peru is lucky not to have another goal scored. Can't let the ball land. That's a defensive mainstay. Don't let the ball land in the box. But Peru with a goal kick. And 19 for PHS Jake Morrow, goes off his foot after he tried to settle down. And 13 for the Indians Lamica, trying to find 5 McCall, goes off McCall. And 13 Knowlton for the Hornets coming up, delivering a nice, beautiful throw on down the line, trying to find Ferris, and defended well by Travis Turgeon, 21 for the Indians. And Ferris trying to get a quick throw into Morrow. Oh, Morrow gets a beautiful service in on the far side. PHS rushing the net. Dennis coming off his line. Dennis loses the ball, and Dennis is taken out, and they're going to be looks like a stoppage of time here. No, they're not calling the stoppage of time. The clock is still running, but Dennis is down, the keeper for Peru, after a hard challenge by the offensive unit of PHS. And Mr. Kaiser in the middle doing a good job seeing to the safety of these young student athletes. It's the second time he's done that, so good job by the official keeping his game within perspective. And fouls all over the back of 12 Police Belair, but there is no call. PHS and no sub is called. Coach LaRose calling for a sub again. Hey, back to action. Throw in for the Hornets. Hornets taking it to the Indians pretty much his whole second half, scoring a goal with some good pass work from Gwanga to Votra from the top of the box. Dennis keeping busy in the nets of the Peru Indians. They've had 10 shots against them, 3 shots against Rowenbeck, the Hornets keeper.
Yeah, I know. Thank you, Lacey. Next time.
Another goal kick for Peru. Headed up for Brooks. Brooks giving some good hustling minutes. Oh, good challenge from Ferris against number 7, Dick. Ferris wins that challenge, and number 20, Durgam, goes down the line trying to find Ferris. Goes off the defense of Peru, and Ferris with a quick throw in. Trying to find Carpenter, the speedy Carpenter with another chance here outside the box. Carpenter trying to put a move, being challenged by a whole bunch of Indians. And Ferris delivers a service at the top of the box to Fouts. Fouts can't control it, goes to Votra. Votra going wide over the far side to Gwanga. They got the assist earlier in this half. Goes off the foot of Gwanga, and it's going to be a throw in for Peru. The far side, Peru. Letting them set up, smart play. No sense in rushing and giving it right back to PHS, but PHS does get possession anyway. Nevertheless, and Peru with a tough tackle gets called for a foul on the far side, and PHS in a pretty good spot here for a direct kick restart. And 20 Durgam's going to be delivering this one. We have 27 minutes and 45 seconds left in the second half. PHS up 1-0. And a beautiful service here off the top of the box. Brooks gets ahead, and Dennis comes up with it, and he was handled rather roughly, it looked like, by Votra, but Votra is going back to offer some kind of condolences. But Dennis gets up and shakes it off and comes up and says, let's play ball. I'm going to kick it out to almost the halfway line. It skips off the head of 13, Lemica. And both teams fighting for possession, ball in the air. Ferris, good job by number 7, Dick. And really good job by number 13, Nolting. But both teams still playing for possession. Gwanga does a nice move on Wiley. Gwanga up to Ferris. Ferris going down the line here to Carpenter. Carpenter has some space, being challenged by 16, Nusel. Ball being kicked around in the air right now. Both teams trying to figure out who wants it. And it's going to be a PHS throw-in. David Ferris will give it up to Nolting. Nolting does have a pretty good throw in here. PHS still applying a lot of pressure, even after scoring the goal. Nice throw-in by Nolting. Nice low throw-in for a skip on, but it does go to the other side of the box. And 14 Gwanga being challenged by 1 Thu. Another PHS throw-in. Gwanga is going to take this. Gwanga trying to find Votra. And kicked out of bounds by number 12 for Peru, Police Belair. And another throw-in for PHS. Votra trying to settle it down. Votra back to Gwanga. Gwanga delivers a great, oh my, Fouts. Gwanga delivered a very good service to the top of that box, and Fouts first timed it. And Dennis had to make another good save to keep his team within one with 25:44 left in the second half. PHS up 1-0 over Peru. PHS having better of the play in large segments of this game, especially the second half. Peru has put together absolutely no scoring threat so far in the second half, with almost the whole second half gone, or the first half of the second half gone, I should say. Peru has been thwarted by the defense of PHS. You got to give the Hornets some credit, coming out firing on all cylinders. And a couple of substitutions going in. Number 2, Baker, and at number 15, Lefebvre for the Indians, and number 19 for the Hornets going in is Morrow. Coming off, number 22, Brooks for the Hornets, giving him some good minutes, and number 16, Newsell.
Longa, you're off!
Oh, Coach LaRose not happy with the mix-up of plays. Coach LaRose not happy with that. So, calling Guanga's name. And Guanga will get a much-needed breather for getting the assist and doing some good work on that far side. Coach LaRose moving Ferris over to the far side. Ferris playing very well this afternoon, for this evening I should say, for the Hornets. Fouts playing well. All PHS is playing well. There's a foul against the Hornets. 24 minutes left, second half. Class B, Section 7, semifinals at the George Brendler Field in Shazy, New York. Far side, Peru is awarded a goal kick. You got to give Peru credit. They keeping this game even within one has been a pretty good task for them to keep up with, and they've done it. So if they can get one in here, well, it is a nice ball for Peru. And headed up by Votra. You can see the height difference definitely to the advantage of PHS. In pretty much every air ball is a Hornet ball. So Peru doing a good job defending the far side through. And good defense. Looks ball being just kind of kicked around by both teams. Number 14 for Peru, Nixon heading it. Goes out of bounds, and PHS not taking any time to let him set up. Just getting it down, and goes off the foot of Fouts, and PHS still retains possession. Ferris going to the ground, but nothing to do with that, and Fouts is going to get called for a foul against against Peru. Peru's going to take their time, let their boys set up with 22 minutes and 40 seconds left in the second half. PHS up 1-0. Looking to go to the Section 7 Class B finals here at the George Brendler Field this Friday, November 4th. Nice service. And you can see Votra just trying to go through that one. And number 22, Brooks, fighting off, trying to fight off 15. Lefebvre, the 15 still fighting with Brooks. Brooks and Lefebvre, and Brooks got that one in the middle, but Tergeron collects it and sends it downfield. It goes off the chest of Riley and off the foot of Nolting. Nolting just sends it downfield, and Tergeron trying to do something with it, and the other defender kind of missed kicks, but Peru's lucky to retain possession, and number 13, Lamika gets it. Kind of wastes a chance there. Goes up to Brooks for PHS. Good job by number 7 coming back in that dick. And they will stop the clock. We have an injury timeout for Peru. We're back after the injury to number 12 for Peru, Jonathan Plesiak-Belair. He walked off the field under his own power. And here's Peru, PHS, off that restart. Caught Peru standing around a little bit, and we're going to have stoppage of time, and we're going to have a card here going against a Peru player. It looks like Mr. Kaiser in the middle of the field was not happy with something that was said or done, so not only they're going to have I don't know, we're going to find out. Let's see what's going to happen here. Are they going to call an offside? That's pretty tough offside, Calvin. You know? A lot of traffic. What is it? No goal. Whoa. Peru dodges a major bullet here off a restart. With 21 minutes and 33 seconds left, the clock has stopped once again. Just like I was mentioning, there was an injury to number 12, Jonathan Plesiak-Belair, for Peru. He came off the field under his own power, so he may be going back on, but PHS gets denied a goal to go up 2-0. Clock has started. 21 minutes and 25 seconds left, second half. Peru dodging a bullet. Another goal scored by PHS that we thought was scored, but it was called back off an offsides. Kind of a offsides in traffic, and number 1 through trying to carry the ball down the side and trying to get to McCall, but just kicked downtown from defensive PHS, and Peru's number 14 Nixon kicking it back downfield. Both teams really has not possessed a ball for long periods of time, but PHS has had the better of chances, opportunities, and play. They have 13 shots to Peru's 3. Peru has not had a shot second half yet. And Ian Spear, who is a dangerous player for the Indians, loses the ball. And the ball goes out of bounds. It's going to be a throw-in for PHS on the far side. 20 minutes and 36 seconds left in second half. Semifinal action. This is viewer-supported network Hometown Cable. And as soon as this play gets done here, we're going to make a little appeal for some donations, and that goes off a Peru defender, but I'd like to make an appeal for some donations for Hometown Cable. You can send donations to 1477 Ridge Road, Champlain, New York 12919. You can go to Plattsburgh.com, or you can go to HometownCableNetwork.com and pay through PayPal or credit card. You see Calvin Castine on the streets, you can slip him a 20 spot or so, or a check, and I'm sure he will not mind. 50s are preferred, he said. Oh, Dennis with another save with a not very well defended corner kick. And Peru is better to be careful here. They're playing a ton of defense. Another shot. And this on net, and this game could be out of reach. Top of the box. Well defended that time from Peru, and Baker gets a foot on the ball to Spear. Spear trying to find Thu. Well defended by PHS. Good swarming defense by the Hornets. We're going to call it that. And number 14, Guanga, doing a good job on that far side, giving Coach LaRose a great game here. Guanga, Ferris playing well. Carpenter, as usual. Here goes Ferris on the far side. Very well defended by Peru, and Thu trying to knock that one down, and Spear just trying to send it upfield, take a little pressure off it. Phillips goes off him to the foot of Thu for Peru, and Peru trying to get possession, any kind of possession. Goes off an own player, and here comes Spear, comes up with the ball for the Indians, coming out of the zone. Goes on the far side, trying to find number 12, that would be number 2, Baker. A lot of air time. Ball just being kicked around by both teams. PHS taking their time, getting this throw in here, taking a few seconds, 18 minutes and 20 seconds left in the second half. PHS 1-0 lead so far over the number 4 seeded Peru Indians. Off a goal, second half goal early in the second half, Votra from Guanga. And a whole bunch of other guys from PHS playing well at that time too. But they will get the points. And ready to check in for the Indians is number 16 Newsel and 24 Wiley. And a throw in for the Indians on the far side. The ball is staying on that side. I heard Coach LaRose exhorting his team to switch fields, but Peru has other things in time. Just to kick the ball back over there. Newsel fighting against Carpenter. Carpenter showing some speed. Winner of that battle. Newsel goes down. Carpenter still retains possession. On the far side trying to find Guanga. He does. Guanga being challenged by number 14, Nixon. PHS still has possession. And here comes Votra. Votra lets go with a shot from distance and goes over the crossbar, and a goal kick for the Indians. And a goal kick awarded to the Indians after the long blast from Votra. Ooh, nice goal kick, actually. Wiley can't settle it down. It goes back to 15, Lefebvre. Lefebvre trying to find somebody, and Morrow trying to chip it up to Ferris. Ferris being challenged. Ferris gives that ball up and kicked down field by the defensive Peru. 13 Knowlton, go back to Bracey. Bracey just kicks it back up into pressure again. And Carpenter fighting for the ball for the Hornets. And it goes off the foot of Fouts. And Bergen for PHS hitting the ball up and just kicked to the foot of Spear. And Spear just tips it downfield, but there goes some good speed by both of those players. You saw Bracey and Wiley running after the ball. Two of the speedsters in the area. With Bracey, I believe he's a senior, and you have a freshman, Wiley, going at it. Ball goes off Peru, and it will be a throw-in for PHS on the far side. PHS both teams just kind of kicking the ball. Nobody really going outward possession. That's a nice ball right there from Knowlton. Really nice touch to Morrow. Morrow being challenged by number 7, Dick. Dick wins that battle. Dick doing a good job for Peru, and he comes on the near side to 13, Lamica. Lamica trying to find Wiley, but Knowlton gets a hold of that one, and it goes up to Fouts. Fouts, a midfielder with some space. Fouts trying to go up to Ferris or Carpenter, and the ball goes off the defender, Musil. In the corner it goes throwing from Ferris, and it's going to be a corner kick awarded to PHS. This is their 10th corner kick, Calvin. That's a lot of corner kicks. They only have 13 shots on goal, so that's rather unusual. There's usually more of a disparity between those two, but that shows you that PHS has been playing very well, getting better at the possessions, better chances, and Peru's playing a lot of defense. And Morrow delivers a low corner kick, and oh my, they almost paid for that one too. My, Peru is very lucky. They did not defend well. They're having problems defending on their corner kicks and some of their services inside that box, letting that ball land, and ball hit off the top of the crossbar and landed luckily outside that line for them. They're going to have to do a much better job, and PHS is all over the Indians. We have 13 minutes and 50 seconds left in the second half. PHS up 1-0, and it could be much worse. Here's Gwanga delivering a great shot. What a great shot from Gwanga on the far side, putting PHS up 2-0. We'll be back in a moment. Hey, we're back at it. I gave the goal to the wrong guy. I gave it to Carpenter. I actually got that goal and a assist from Ferris. They all have those haircuts, and kind of hard to tell them apart at distance with old eyes. So. "13 minutes and 15 seconds left in the second half." So, Carpenter from Ferris giving PHS. Oh, that's a good shot. Delivered by Spears from distance, and that right there is what height you can do with that. And Rowenbeck reached up and just snagged that. Second time using his height, and you haven't seen many goal kicks from him because he hasn't had a lot of pressure. It's actually only the first shot Peru has pulled on him this second half. So PHS, their midfielders playing very well, and their defense playing very well also. So Rowenbeck not getting much action back there in the PHS net. Ball goes out of bounds. Goal kick. Just the bottom line. If you're giving up like that, come off the field. I'd be really not happy if I was a coach. I can't say the other word, but because that's what I'd be if I was a Coach Armstrong. You're gonna take 30 seconds off that clock, and that's not gonna happen on my team or a lot of people's teams. I don't care if you're down. You're gonna have to do something. PHS starting to put some things together. The PHS applied a ton of pressure doing pretty much the whole second half, and that was a good play by Durgan. But Spears retains possession, and Carpenter showing Spear, muscled off the ball by Spear, and Spear knocked down but no call. And a delivery from Votra trying to find Carpenter. They just scored the last goal on a beautiful shot, and Carpenter calling for a sub. He's probably a little tired, been doing a lot of running. And number 22 is going to be checking in for him. It looks like Brooks for the Hornets. Carpenter raises his arm looking for a sub, saying, "What can I do? I do need a sub." He says to Coach LaRose, and we have 10 minutes and 40 seconds left in the second half, and Peru's going to have to mount their comeback of probably Peru history to come back for this one, Calvin. It's a do or die. And, you know, I couldn't believe that young man on defense taking 30 seconds off the clock for a goal kick. I mean, I would not be happy. That was a good move by Durgan. Durgan going to ground, still coming up with the ball. Oh, Durgan with a light touch and losing it to 13, Lemica. And a good job by number 12, Police Blair, back on the field after the injury. And downtown by the defense of PHS. And Ian Spear, the always deadly, dangerous Peru striker, trying to get something going, and he's taken off the ball by Fouts, and it's going to be a throw-in for Peru. Sub going in for Peru is number 1, Thu, and 22, Brooks, momentarily. Foul against the Hornets. 9 minutes and 39 seconds left in the second half. PHS up 2-0 in semifinal action, Class B, Section 7 soccer at their George Brendler Field. Ooh, good ball, but well defended by Peru, and good hustle by Lamica, but he loses possession. Oh, no, what a shot by number 7, Dick. He got all that, and it might have gone wide anyway, but Roenbeck still had to stretch a little bit. So Peru does have a little bit of life. That's what I mean about hustling off those goal kicks and stuff. Don't burn 30 seconds off because you're ticked off. Your team is down. You're not out of the game yet. So never say die. And coming off the field's Carpenter, number 18, giving Coach LaRose another great game. He's got to be some kind of an all-star, I'm sure, out of Division I. By virtue of hustling every game.
Pulaski's the release point.
Oh, a nice service from the corner kick. But Peru, you can see the height advantage that PHS uses to their advantage, defending well, knocking the ball out. And number 7, Dick, trying to get possession, and goes out the defense of PHS on the far side. And throw in for Peru with 8 minutes and 30 seconds left, second half. Peru trying to get a little something going, and PHS doing some defending of their own here. Probably the most defending they've done this half. And the ball comes over to the middle of the field to Police Blair, and he loses possession. Oh, good job by Police Blair. Real good job. He was giving Coach Armstrong a great game for the Indians. I have to say he's got to be one of their MVPs, as well as 21 Tergeron. And Dennis, the keeper, playing a good game. But that's not a good thing when your defenders are your MVPs. Oh, he's taken down just outside the box. 7 minutes and 45 seconds left. And it looks like maybe a Peru player is down right now. But that would be number 8, Spear. Number 7, Dick, goes over and gives him a little pat. He's going to say, let's get one of our own. And let's see if PHS can defend. Let's see how they do. 7 minutes and 17 seconds left. Peru trying to get on the board, down 2-0. Oh, that's way too much weight on that one. And number 15 for Peru, giving Chase Lefebvre. Trying to find anybody in the middle. There's a whole bunch of Hornets, and trying to be kicked downfield by PHS is intercepted by Police Blair, and Police Blair putting on another little flurry of activity, taking a shot at Spear. There's 2 chances right there for Peru, so you got to say they're coming out, putting some pressure on. And how are we set for time, Calvin? How are you set?
I got 7 minutes of battery.
7 minutes, and we got 6 minutes and 35 seconds of game, so let's see how this works out for us. But Peru is putting together a few chances, a couple last minute or two, so they have nothing to lose. They got to play. Police Blair's all over the field for the Indians. PHS can avoid this flurry, and they will be going on to the finals Friday here at the George Brendler Field in Chazy, facing the winner of the next game, Beatmantown Eagles and Northeastern Cougars. Cougars, the defending Class B Section 7 champions last year and Final Four participants. They're going to see if they can bring it back again in the next game. That will also be on hometown cable. They're going to run these games consecutively, Calvin, for the soccer fans out there.
I don't know.
He doesn't know yet. I think if everybody makes a sizable donation, we can get this done, on Calvin. We got 5 minutes and 34 seconds left in the second half. This is where PHS wants the ball. Oh, nice service. Looked like by Ferris, and defended well by Dick. Comes flying out, and it goes off the foot of Nolting. Right back to Dick for the Indians, and Dick unwisely just pounds the ball downfield and goes out of bounds. And PHS is going to take a few seconds. Every chance they can. We're just 5 minutes and 1 second left here. And PHS is 2-0 lead. Oh, nice move by Ferris. That's what they have. Oh, very, very well defended by that man again, number 12, Police Belair. Excuse me, that was a 15, actually, Lefebvre. Oh, and PHS will get a corner kick. Not resting comfortably, but they will take their time. And number 22, Brooks, is going to take this corner kick for the Hornets. They have no set person, it seems like, taking corner kicks. Oh, and he slipped. Oh, and PHS here with a good chance. And number 20, Durgan, lets go with a high shot over the crossbar. 3 minutes and 52 seconds left before this game is over with. More than likely, I should say second half, if Peru can dig it out, score 2 goals against PHS, well, that will be the miracle of soccer season, Section 7. But they are still playing hard. I got to give them credit. And goes to the foot of Votra for the Hornets. They're trying to go wide to Gwanga. And Thu for the Indians comes up with the ball. Goes out of bounds. It's going to be a Hornet throw-in on the far side. Gwanga lets his team set up. Takes a few seconds trying to find Votra. Thu heads it. Gwanga going in for a tough tackle. And Votra coming up with the ball. Going to Gwanga. Gwanga on the far side trying to get a good service. And he does. Ball bouncing around in the middle. And very well defended by Police Belair again. For the Indians. 3 minutes and 2 seconds left. Second half. Both teams fighting very hard. Peru coming out here playing much better after getting scored on the second time off a great goal by Carpenter. 2 second half goals here early in the second half. Votra and then Carpenter from Ferris. And I do have to say, I think the starch has gone out of the arrows for the Indians. I don't think their arrows are straight anymore. They're a little weak. They're not shooting straight. They're kind of giving up a little bit. And they had a little flurry of action. Roenbeck had to make a couple of saves, but that was after they were down 2-0 in this half, and kind of a tough hole to dig yourself in against these PHS Hornets. Yeah, wily old team, but here comes Spear. Not giving up. Spear coming in on the far side. Good job by Durgan. And the ball goes off the end line, and maybe another goal kick for the Hornets. And a goal kick by Roenbeck. He gets those away pretty good too. And 11 for the Hornets. Maggie on the field now. Ferris coming off the field after giving the Hornets another great game, and then it gets an assist on the game. So it looks like, Calvin, with under a minute left, the Hornets are going to be in the finals for Section 7 Class B. I'm going to give congratulations to Coach LaRose and the PHS Hornets, and also congratulations to Peru Indians and Coach Armstrong for giving them a tough game. I mean, this was no pushover by any shape or manner. I do think the better team did win overall. The shots were, we still have 30 seconds left. The shots are PHS 14 and Peru 6, but I think the better team definitely did win. But you can't say Peru didn't have a little heart coming out. They do have some players they're hopefully bringing back next year and try to put some things together. And to their seniors, you got to give them credit. Turgeron played a good game for the Indians. Police Belair played a great game. Harrigan, the boys just congratulations both teams for a well-played, well-fought game. No chippiness for either side, and PHS will be going on to the finals, and we'll be back in the next game after this one.